Nearly 1 year after Hurricane Helene shattered lives, homes, and businesses across parts of western North Carolina may look completely different, but the fight behind the scenes is far from over. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Liz Ortiz.
Hey everybody, I'm Russ Bowen. Tonight, there are still billions of dollars in damage that need to be repaired, billions of dollars in federal assistance that's delayed. CBS 17's Shabnam Dinesh joins us live. And Shab, the governor is requesting $13 billion additional dollars in funding.
Yes, that's right. And the governor's recovery office for Western North Carolina, or GROW-NC, is the agency tasked with coordinating recovery efforts between agencies. And they say while they have made strides in the past year, billions of dollars in tied up federal funds are slowing them down. GROW-NC called Helene the worst natural disaster to hit the state. Officials say so far, crews have removed 16 billion cubic feet of debris. That's enough to circle the earth. All state parks and nearly every state road damaged by Helene are back open. But while progress has been made rebuilding tens of thousands of homes and businesses, GROW-NC Director Matt Calabria says tied up federal funds are slowing things down.
We need to make sure that we get adequate, flexible funding to continue to rebuild homes, to rebuild our infrastructure, revitalize our economy, and make sure that we can put our best foot forward for the decades to come.
All totaled, Helene caused $60 billion in damages. And Calabria says disaster recovery funding comes from three buckets: federal, state, and private insurance. The governor has requested $23 billion from the federal government, but received $5 billion. The state has chipped in $3 billion, and insurance is covering about $7 billion. That leaves nearly $45 billion in unfunded needs. So what's the holdup with federal funds? Calabria says new red tape from the Trump administration is to blame.
We have seen the institution of a second phase at the Department of Homeland Security level in which Secretary Noem has to sign off on every expenditure that FEMA makes over $100,000. And so that adds another layer, and then yet another layer we have experienced relates to DOGE and what's referred to as defend the spend, in which in many cases our folks have to re-upload paperwork that we have already provided to the federal government, and that adds additional delays as well.
But he says it's important to remember a massive disaster of this scale will take years to rebuild.
But ultimately, we know that this is, it's not a sprint, it's not a jog, it's a really long sprint, but we're in it for the long term.
And he says they have asked the federal government for less than the damages total. And he points out for storms like Sandy and Katrina, the federal government covered 75% of recovery efforts. And he says they just want North Carolina to be treated at the same level. Reporting live in Raleigh, Shabnam Dinesh, CBS 17 News.
All right, Shab, thank you.